Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to show you around the greenhouse, see what we still have growing out here in northern Vermont, and also show you a really special package I got in the mail. So having a greenhouse in northern Vermont makes it so that we can really extend our shoulder seasons and have plants growing well before and after we have our first and last frost dates. We've already had a couple frosts here. Right now it is October 8th and nothing in the greenhouse was affected by the frost. And so that means we can keep on growing things. Even our peppers are still going strong right now, which is absolutely amazing. So I will show you a couple things we have going on in the greenhouse and still growing strong. Okay, you see the loofah gourds up here? They actually got pretty big all on their own. We didn't plant these here. We actually have never had loofah gourds back here in general. So it might be something that the birds have taken seed from and brought back here to the back of the greenhouse. We did grow them last year, but they were way up in the front. And these are pretty cool. They have a very long growing season. So we normally start them very early as seedlings in the house and then let them grow all the way to the end of the season. And sometimes that's not even long enough for them. I think their growing season is something like 180 days. So seeing these grow all on their own is really cool. And they probably, like I said, won't be able to be out here long enough to become a loofah that we can use for something like a sponge, but we will see. They may last out here. We'll leave them out here as long as we can without letting them totally freeze or get a really hard frost, and we might be able to make something out of them. A lot of the foliage is dying back. It's fall, it's cold, it's not a heated greenhouse, so they still experience that die-off period where it's just too cold and it's the end of the season. However, we are pretty protected in here with this poly over the greenhouse so that things don't get frosted and get damaged by frost. So we're lucky in the fact that most of the fruit that is there will stay well and undamaged for a while and give us a little bit more time to let it mature until we harvest it. Now the cucumbers are a bit overgrown, but we can still use them. You can use them in recipes like tongue pickles, and if they are way too overgrown for us, we feed them to the chickens, and they absolutely love them. So the plan for this greenhouse is to clean it out very, very soon. So we will clear out all the rows, take everything off of the trellises that they are vining up, make sure that we tie up all those trellises and get them out of the way. And then we will come through here and amend all of these rows. And that'll be done pretty soon here. We don't want to be doing that in the middle of winter because it is cold out and the ground does freeze a little bit in here. Not too deep, but it does freeze. So we want to get all that done before springtime so that we have a little less on our to-do list come spring. So the next thing to do, other than clean out this greenhouse, is do some fall planting. So we just got in the mail a box of some absolutely beautiful garlic seed, and we will be planting that outside in our outdoor raised beds in just a couple of weeks. So we want to plant about 6 weeks before the ground freezes. And we usually do this a little bit too late every year, but it always works out. So don't stress too much about the 6-week date, but we want to do it within a couple weeks here coming up. We are getting into colder temperatures finally. We've had a weird bout of 80-degree weather up here the past week or so. It's been absolutely gorgeous, but totally not normal for early October here. So we're expecting some cold weather to come in here fast, and then have our garlic planted before that ground freezes over. So let's take a look at the varieties we got. The first variety is Purple Glazer. It is a glazed purple stripe hardneck, and it is massive. It's about the size of my palm. Really excited about this. I really like the bigger bulb varieties just because they're a little bit more exciting to pull out of the ground. But this is an absolutely beautiful seed garlic. The next variety here is the German Extra Hardy. It's a porcelain hardneck, and we have actually grown this one before here. We absolutely love this variety. And again, some beautiful bulbs here. Next is Romanian Red. It's a porcelain hardneck. Again, gorgeous. We have Persian Star, a purple stripe hardneck. And we have Wisconsin Grown Gourmet Garlic. Super excited to try these, especially for the flavors and how well they grow here in Vermont. So we want to keep these bulbs in this box in the dark in a cool spot until we plant them. We will have to take the cloves apart and basically break all the cloves apart so that we can plant each individual clove as a individual garlic plant. And we will be doing this in a couple short weeks coming up here. So we'll give them all a try and see what grows best here. And then maybe next year we decide on 1 or 2 varieties that do really, really well for us and keep moving forward with those. We already have a small list of varieties that work well for us here. So out of what we grew this year, we also have saved a bunch of seed garlic from our own garlic that we grew. And this included varieties that were natively grown here, and then other varieties that we've just learned to love over the years. So I'll show you all of those varieties as well when we go to plant all these in a couple weeks. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.